Starts right now.
Our storm moves away. Now the Arctic air surges in. How long will that stick around?
Plus, a new look at the person suspected of fatally shooting the CEO of United Healthcare in Midtown Manhattan, and details about a possible motive as the manhunt continues.
Scammers are ready to put a damper on your holiday season. How you can keep your deliveries safe in the coming weeks.
We begin this 5 o'clock hour with some breaking news. Tsunami warnings for Northern California and Southern Oregon have been lifted. Those warnings were put in place after a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit off the Northern California coast. This happened around 10:45 a.m. Pacific time. Now, the warning was then canceled a little more than an hour later. More than a dozen aftershocks have been reported thus far. There have been no reports, though, of significant damage or injury. But the quake did lead to reports of shaking, broken windows, and homes coming off their foundations.
We go now to the winter storm that hit New England over the last 24 hours, but it is pretty quiet out there right now as that storm is moving out. Quite different, though, this morning. If you were out there, there was snow and there was rain, and it certainly accumulated in some areas. Good evening, everyone. I'm Monahan.
And I'm Cory Smith. As you mentioned, some parts of Massachusetts saw more than a half a foot of snow. It was pretty messy out on the roads as well. Our photographer captured this video of 95 in the area of Newton Needham this morning. While some parts got a decent amount of snow, others just saw coating, and now the cold and wind are the big concern. We have live team coverage at 5, John Maroney in Worcester with a look at the cleanup, but we're going to begin with First Alert Chief Meteorologist Pete Bouchard.
Showers are ending, the storm is moving away, but the cold pours in tonight into tomorrow.
President-elect Trump is reportedly debating whether to replace Pete Hegseth as his pick for defense secretary with Ron DeSantis. Sue O'Connell's here with a look at why some of Trump's strongest supporters aren't in favor of this idea.
One health insurer's plan to implement coverage limits on anesthesia has sparked concern in New England and why it's now backtracking.
We begin the second half hour with the weather. The winter storm that hit New England for hours is moving on out. It brought rain and snow to our region, depending on where you are.
That's right.
Depends on what you got. As it moves out, though, the cold and wind are here. Temperatures are going to be dropping.
So how low will they go? First Alert Chief Meteorologist Pete Bouchard joining us now with an update. Pete.
Cory, falling back through the 20s tonight. So nothing too numbing, but that wind will be blowing. And here it is already. Just getting started, just getting up to 30 miles an hour plus through Fitchburg and Worcester. These winds will get stronger. There might be some isolated power outages tonight because the winds will surge 40 to 45 miles an hour.